So for this video, we're going to be revisiting Market Archer. I'm going to be playing a version slightly different from the last video I did on it because the one I played in my last video kind of targeted slower decks, control decks, and then mid-range decks because I was using Archer's Gambit and like the lethal package. It's great at taking out singular large creatures. The version that I'm running now instead opts to run like 3 Skaven Pyromancers because it's trying to kind of take out decks that go wide, or at least have more effectiveness in slowing them down. And I've been seeing more aggro decks that go wide on the ladder as of late, so that's why we're running this version. But yeah, I had some requests from people who said, hey, I really liked the Market deck, I'd like to see more of it. The core is still basically the same here, so yeah, gonna dive right into some games, see how it does. Again, just like I typically do with these, it's going to be 2 games, win or lose, just to kind of see how it performs. And I do feel like this is in a decent spot when you're playing against a lot of slower decks. If you're seeing a lot of control on the ladder, I actually think this deck does pretty well against those decks. They kind of have to overheal themselves in order to get outside of like your OTK range for this. So in that regard, I kind of like it. It can struggle against very, very aggressive decks if you don't get the right draws. So we will see how this goes. And right out of the gate, we're going first against a Daggeth deck. And I like our openers here, but I think we're going to throw this back. Because while we like Close Call, certainly helps us as a win condition. Early on, we want to be a little bit more defensive. So we'll throw that back and just hope to redraw it later on. I mean, if you're going to have one of the 0 costs, you'd rather have the Firebrands early than the Close Call. For a number of reasons. You can use these defensively a whole lot easier. Close Call is basically just a combo piece. Alright, so this is either an aggressive or a mid-rangey version. I think we're going to pass here, though, because we want to be able to rapid shot into Pawnbroker this next turn and then see what that gives us. So as much as I don't want to take the damage here, not much we can do.
By the fires of oblivion.
And they come down with a Daggerfall.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
Looking like it's probably a mid-range Daggeth deck. So we are going to take our preferred path here.
Have business with House Halalu.
That's not half bad for us in terms of 0 cost cards. The raiding party and the clan captain give us some flexibility as well, as does the market. Market's a pretty good pickup for us. Next turn we'll probably pair these 2 up, so I think for this turn we just kind of want to slow them down. So we will go with
Let's do this.
1 Firebrand
By the 3, I will smell your blood.
and the raiding party. We don't want to play this till we get some immediate value. There is a rare chance, though this looks to be like a more aggressive version, there is a rare chance they run like Douchnik Archer, and you just don't want to get punished that hard for that path. So we're going to go ahead and do this. No surprise there, it's exactly what we expected out of them. We've got a lot of damage on the board.
My business is none of theirs.
Sharpshooter's a good pickup for us as well. And there's a lot of options available to us right now. Though I do like just running into this and then hitting it with a finish off the most, because then we're not in any danger of overdrawing.
Let's do this. Times of all doing.
Gives us a lot of flexibility. So we have to start thinking about potentially getting to lethal. We gotta see if we can put a little bit of pressure on him. So if we throw a clan captain down, each of these then becomes worth a bit more. Oh yeah, we don't want them healing. So sharpshooter is going to have to come down here one way or the other. I think I like this the most.
I only need one shot.
Sharpshooter can come down there. So outpost and clan captain next turn would make this be worth 4 and this be worth 2, so that would be 6. Alright, that's problematic. If we don't have enough for lethal, we at least have to do enough to kind of like clear this out here.
Come and warm yourself. We stand united. Let's do this.
Alright. So, they're at 28. We've got 3, 7, 9. I'm going to start coughing. This is worth 4, so that's 13. This is worth 5, so that's 18. This is worth 2, so that's 20. So we are nowhere near lethal at the current point. So we'll just give this a minus to buff this so that this can trade.
They missed their shot.
Attack!
And punch them up a bit there, and I hope that our 14 health is enough to survive. With 7 magicka, there is a legitimate chance that they could have 7 points of reach here. That is a concern. Another potential concern would be like Cradle Crush clearing our our shadow. Don't you do it! I think they're doing math. We definitely have lethal if they don't blow up our board. And even if they answer like one of the creatures, we're probably fine. We've got a lot of gas there, so. And that's not counting our shadow marking and our outpost that are in hand. So again, if they can't kill us and they can't blow up our board, you know, even if it's a singular guard, yeah, we're we're fine. They're gonna hit the market in all likelihood, but we're actually still okay with that. Yep, that's the right play for them. So we're gonna go ahead and play the shadow marking, and we want to give them, I think, this. Let's go ahead and get our firebrand. Oh, excuse me, our close call. Either way, it's worth the same amount of damage.
Come at me.
Let's come in with this. Come in with this. Come in with this. Come in with this. And then, as you can see, we had a lot of extra damage there. 2 more close calls represented at least 8 more. Pawnbroker had a chance at producing some more, so we did okay there. And gonna go ahead and record that win, and we'll queue up again. This is, in my opinion, a lot of fun to play. I do just like having to do math sometimes. Trying to say that without laughing because that makes me cough. So every now and then when you get in the mood and you're like, I want to do something that's a little like mini game with inside the game, Market Archer is good for that. The downside, though, is that it's not super great against a lot of hyper-aggressive decks. I think we might be running into one of those right now. It's actually not a half-bad hand if you do need to play against hyper-aggression. This is a deck that, in my opinion, is much, much better against slower decks. For example, our opponent there, they had a turn where they just played Tome and attacked, right? They didn't further develop their board. They may not have had anything. That's entirely possible. But the fact that they didn't play like a big, aggressive 4-drop, that really helped us out.
Your orders. How can I serve?
Yeah, so we're going to run into Token Crusader, and I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to wipe the floor with us. Which is depressing, but nothing we can really do about it. If they just have a bunch of like 1 health things that our Skavens can eat, that would be nice.
Acknowledge. Into the breach.
Alright. We're gonna go ahead and get a rapid shot in there. Get a pawnbroker in here.
With House Halal.
Alright, healing hands isn't terrible. They're gonna swing for at least 6, potentially 8. Hey, when I'm right, I'm right. Oh, that. Alright.
Into the breach.
That actually kind of works out in our favor a little bit.
I hear and obey.
Now that's teamwork.
Yeah, that worked out in our favor a little bit.
My business is none of theirs.
Let's heat things up.
So we have that. As long as he doesn't break 2 runes, we won't overdraw here, but we'll need to develop at least the Swindler's Market next turn. And if we do, we want to gain health immediately, so we likely save that. It's just a question of whether I want to Shadow Shift now, because if this trades here, I have nothing to get rid of that, so I think the answer is yes. I think that's the right call. Problem is then it leaves field lane open, and right now we've just got the raiding parties. So if we can stick our Swindlers and then not die, we might be alright.
Acknowledge.
Yep. So we're going to take 6, but not the end of the world, because we do still have the ability to trade right into that. You actually can just use the finish off as well, which is kind of nice. Let's get that in there. And mostly because we already have some raiding parties behind us as well, but we want to start trying to gain some health, and we don't break a rune from it. I think that's entirely reasonable. We may have enough to stabilize here. We got a lot of firepower in our hand. We need this to be a lackluster creature. That was not a lackluster creature. Okay. Probably gonna have to give up one of our clan captains this turn. We're gonna break a rune because we're gonna play as at least 1 0 cost, so we might as well do that now. And then we're gonna go ahead and play a clan captain. Because we're gonna chew through one of these. That's why we're doing this very carefully, because I only want to give him 1 rune if I can help it. And then maybe next turn, depending on what we draw, we may be able to push for lethal or come pretty close to it. Really is a shame this had to go over here, but
Hold the line.
because right now they're at 21. We've got 3. The clan captain would make it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each of these would be worth 3. So we could do 14.
Close ranks. Let nothing
Yeah, I guess
through.
that's not quite lethal now, is it? And they're just gonna push.
Nice try.
That's worth 4 though. It's 18. Oh, that would have got us pretty close to lethal. So now instead we just have to clear stuff out again, huh? Well, we know that we're gonna
attack.
have to break another rune again from playing 0 costs, so we might as well do that.
We stand united.
Let's get this down.
Let's do this. Attack.
Let's get this down here. Let's go ahead and get our raiding party going. Because again, we got to clear this up as well. So we've got 5 over here.
Time to fight. Sniveling coward.
Let's get this in. Oh no, this is what we were worried about. We have 5.
Ready to join the
This is worth 4 more.
Attack. Blood and fate. Time to fight.
Alright, so we're gonna go like that and just hope they don't have enough to kill us. At 15 health, we should be relatively okay. Turn timer kind of made us panic a little bit there, more than we would have liked. And the prophecy also kind of messed with our math. I'll be interested to watch this back. So when this ends up getting posted to YouTube, if you guys are watching this, I may have missed lethal there, right? The problem with this deck is there is a lot of math, and I was obviously doing an awful lot of different things there. So there is a chance, and I'll be the first to admit it, there's a legitimate chance that I had lethal and missed it. Okay, was not expecting the Crusader token deck. Just gonna be honest, was not expecting the Crusader token deck to be running that.
Have business with House Halalu.
That's kind of nice.
What have we here?
That's kind of nice. So you're worth 2, 3. Yeah, let's do this.
And birth. This is interesting.
Let's go like that. See what kind of tricks they have up their sleeve there. Now, if they have like raiding party and divine fervor, we lose.
Orcs at the ready.
Right? Just trying to think of worst case scenarios. We didn't give him any additional cards this turn, so we kind of just need our stuff to survive.
I hear and obey.
And we'll be fine. Shadow marking plus our draw for the turn gives us 3 shots. If they trade there, I'm okay with that.
Sniveling.
We only have to find 2 more damage.
That was a mistake.
So we'll just go ahead and do that. We'll give them the Fighters Guild recruit.
My scales move in shadow.
Prophecy! That prophecy is going to negate 1 damage. You wait and see.
My bow is ready.
Oh, man. I would have been so angry if this thing would have actually stopped my lethal. I would have been so angry.
Come and warm yourself. Let's do this. Fires of all three.
I mean, we've got it and then some, but I would have been so angry. So there you have it. That is Market Archer. Like I said, it's just a lot of fun to play. I'm curious to watch that back. Like I said, there is a chance that I had lethal the one turn and I was too focused on not dying as opposed to focused on winning. That is something that sometimes happens with this deck. That being said, it is important to not die. So it's not necessarily the biggest mistake in the world, but it is something that happens. You know, you got a lot of math to do with the deck. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I have a lot of fun playing it. It's a cheeky deck. Thanks for watching, and until next time, may you walk on warm sands.